Hi, my name's Matthew Jester, making a quick video here. So let's see here. I have a certificate of completion to show that I'm certified and competent in the field of hypnosis. It's from Mike Mandel Hypnosis Academy. And let's see. So please watch my video, Hypnosis, Abuse, and Speech Inhibition. I will leave a link to watch the video in the description. I'll also leave additional links in the description of other relevant videos. I've been abused with hypnosis. My ability to speak is being inhibited with hypnosis, which is why I have to read everything when I make videos. If you notice me stuttering, speaking slowly, being unable to speak clearly, or any other difficulty speaking, I explain in detail the specific methods and techniques that are being used to inhibit my ability to speak in my video, Hypnosis, Abuse, and Speech Inhibition. These issues speak and occur consistently in each of my videos, specifically within the first 3 minutes. The hypnosis inhibiting my ability to speak is often very noticeable throughout my videos, and I will leave a list of the various hypnotic commands that are specifically being used to inhibit my ability to speak that can be recognized in my body language, facial expressions, tone of voice, and speech patterns in the description. So, let's see. On to patterns of writing impairment. I'm also going to briefly explain the methods and patterns that can be noticed in my videos of hypnotic writing impairment. And a complete inability to properly articulate and write a complete sentence adequately the first time. A limited capacity of only being able to articulate 3 to 5 words at one time while writing. The hypnosis would inhibit my ability to articulate the next 3 to 5 word sentence portions until I wrote down all previous 3 to 5 word sentence portions. This was done so that I couldn't determine if the sentence or sentence portion was properly articulated before writing it down, because then I could be forced to write improperly articulated sentences and be forced to rewrite the sentences several times before being able to properly articulate the sentence. An inability to form logical sentences by combining the individual sentence portions I am able to articulate. The hypnotic writing impairment would typically require me to rewrite sentences between 4 to 12 times on average, with excessive pauses and breaks caused by hypnotic memory repression, resulting in a single sentence requiring between 30 minutes to an hour and a half to write and articulate on average. The hypnotic writing impairment would also involve slowing down the speed I'm able to write, approximately 5 to 10 times slower than normal. Hypnotized to feel back pain and tension, mostly on the right side of my back, as a method of distracting my conscious attention away from the speed of my pencil strokes, so that I wouldn't notice how much the hypnosis was inhibiting my ability to write. The back pain and tension was mostly on the right side of my back because I write with my right hand. Alright, and let's see here. Since I was hypnotized to inhibit my ability to speak, I began compensating for the hypnotic speech impairment and memory repression by writing down what I needed to say. In order to prevent me from writing to compensate for the hypnotic speech impairment, I was hypnotized to inhibit my ability to write. I noticed that if I had a witness around or was recording myself, it limited how much the hypnosis was able to inhibit me without being too noticeable. So I started recording myself writing to compensate for the hypnotic writing impairment and to collect evidence for that, to collect evidence that hypnosis was inhibiting my ability to write and speak. I started a YouTube channel at the end of April 2022 and currently have over 570 videos, YouTube videos uploaded publicly right now. If you look at my Facebook history, you can clearly see I don't mention that I've been deprived of sleep using hypnosis before I started the YouTube channel at the end of April of this year, and I haven't experienced or mentioned any hypnotic speech impairment that was so severe it was comparable to vocal and motor tics associated with the Tourette syndrome, or tardive dyskinesia, meaning even though I've been talking about it on Facebook nearly every day for the last 2 months, this is not normal behavior for me and has only specifically started after I began recording videos of myself writing to collect evidence that I've been abused with hypnosis. By the way, Tourette syndrome, the symptom presentation, in order for a diagnosis of it, has to be present before the age of 18. I'm 27 years old right now, so that's physically impossible. And then tardive dyskinesia can only be caused by antipsychotic medications, and if you're not taking antipsychotic medications, it's impossible to develop the condition. So the hypnosis would slow down the speed of my handwriting by about 5 to 10 fold. The hypnosis would impair my ability to properly write and articulate sentences to the extent I would be forced to rewrite each sentence 6 to 12 times on average, and the hypnotic writing impairment would consume between 30 minutes to as long as an hour and a half just to properly write and articulate a single sentence. There were several other methods used to impair my writing ability with hypnosis, such as repressing memory, causing confusion, inducing pain, and several others. So, Let's see. I also actually I also have a 23-minute hypnotic speech impairment compilation video of the most severe examples of the hypnotic speech impairment that I've experienced. The worst I would experience before I started the YouTube channel this year in April wasn't comparable to tics from Tourette syndrome or tardive dyskinesia, which is further evidence of why this is still not normal for me. Because if it started because I made a YouTube channel, hypnosis can cause all the phenomena that I am describing. There is no singular medical condition that can cause all the phenomena that I'm describing. No medical condition. So, and there's no drugs that can cause it either. Just the way that like side effects are, they just don't work like that. Hypnosis is literally known to produce everything that I'm referencing. So, moving on. Let's see here. I had a pencil right here. Great. All right, I remember what I was looking for actually. So, let's see here. Specifically, let's see. Hypnosis is really inhibiting me right now. So, like I said, I'll be posting some of the various hypnotic commands that are specifically being used to impair my ability to speak in the description. Let's see. This is going to be regarding. Oh, that's right. So, Save Little Angels is the orphanage name. It's adorable, isn't it? All right. Okay, so let's see. What I'm doing right now is I'm going to be talking about just legitimacy of the fundraiser. So what I'm most likely going to do actually, I'm most likely going to sorry about that. Mine's going blank. Let's see. Trying to speak. And let's see. Oh, video chat. Actually, sorry about that. Not video chat. So this would be a to do a Facebook Live video. With Courier. All right. Sorry about that. I'm trying to speak right now. I'm most likely going to do a Facebook Live video with Curia and some of the children. On the Facebook page. And so with that, it'll be really good evidence actually, because just proof that the legitimacy of the situation. So as a form of and I mean there's a lot of different ways that I can a lot of different words for the word that I'm trying to say. Legitimacy, verification of the legitimacy as a form of verification for the legitimacy for the orphanage, or for the fundraiser. There we go. So the reason why actually specifically, I have a really good friend of mine, and I mean, um, I actually do really appreciate her for it because it's like she's looking out like literally. She said that she thought that I got scammed and everything along those lines. Which I mean, of course, if you hear about those emails from Nigerian princes, right? That's why it's actually so helpful that she did point that out to me because the difference is, of course, I can advocate, for meeting for speaking with Curia over the over a Facebook video chat, although, and of course, Curia also has, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, hopefully I am, has very distinguishable facial features. So I can vouch for the legitimacy of the entire situation, because he's present in all of the videos on his Facebook page and in all the pictures on his Facebook page. So sorry about the stuttering there. Anyways, it's very like that's how I was able to verify that the situation was real. It wasn't a scam. When I donated money myself. With the Facebook Live videos, it's a great method of just showing like, hey, it's a split screen Facebook Live video with Curia and the orphanage and all the children, and it's just something that is not able to be photoshopped or adjusted. That requires literally hacking into Facebook's software and servers. So considering the fact that I mean, I used to work as basic technical support for Comcast, but I don't know that much about, like hacking large businesses and everything along those lines. It's not a very easy thing to do. And of course, with live videos as well, the interaction would have to be seamless, which makes it almost impossible, if not completely impossible. So, uh, anyways, that's just the situation there. That's what I'm going to be doing in that sense. Let's see. So, also what I was thinking about was, how I want the videos to look. There's a lot of different options here that I was thinking with this. So this would be the video content. And Curia, by the way, sorry about that. I'm fairly certain I'm pronouncing his name correctly. We briefly chatted over video, on Facebook. So, the video video calls, and very similar to Skype if you're not familiar with it. So, he informed me the situation of one of the orphans being in a very unfortunate situation where he was he contracted malaria and he needed treatment to get better. So he unfortunately the hospitals were not able to admit him, which is a very unfortunate circumstance. I believe that we should have some, I mean, I would love to see people in Uganda and all over the world getting the same rights that we do in America. That's just what I prefer. That's just my preference. I think it's, important to have the rights and the availability and resources that we have as well. I mean, at least when it comes to life saving medical care. So that's something that is in regards to the government out there. And unfortunately, in those third world countries, it can be actually, very difficult to afford, high quality medical care or even emergency medical care. He told me the amount that I needed to pay, and I was definitely skeptical at first. I explained the situation. Well, I mean, can we video chat for 1 and 2 minutes? Just so I can know that you're being legitimate and that you're not a scam, because it is very unfortunate that some people are, selfish to try to, manipulate and scam people like this, in these forms. But, you know, when he answered the phone, it was the same person. He was actually with children at the time. He did it. He also did it like right, like within about like what 10-15 minutes after I asked him. I think maybe even less than that actually. And anyway, so the point being is I sent him the money. It was about $90 in total for the ambulance ride and for the medical treatment. I wasn't able to do very much in total in regards to a lot of other things, like unfortunately with the situation that I'm in. So this is something that was actually with the financial situation that I am in. Actually, I had to be very selfless, very caring. So up front, I am staying in an Airbnb, renting a room, and um, I could become homeless if I, sent him the money and I wasn't able to, you know, come up with the money to pay for the entire room's rate. So I decided though, hey, well, I mean, a few days, being homeless out on the streets isn't going to necessarily kill me. I have a storage unit. I can put all my stuff in for that few days until I get my next social security disability check. Next thing you know, like, hey, I, next thing you know, I'm back in an Airbnb. So it's not, like it's of course definitely an inconvenient thing, right? It's gone really far out of my way, for somebody else, but at the same time, his name was Joshua, and his life was in danger. So, like this was something that was life saving medical care for him. I just understood like I have to do the right thing. It's not always about myself in this situation. It wasn't a large enough sacrifice that I had to make. It wasn't too selfless of an act where it would have required me to go to unreasonable extents for him. So, definitely selfless and definitely sacrificial by definition. Although it's not like I have a lease. It's the situation I'm in. It's like you can be in and out like a hotel. It's not like I'm in a contract or an obligation or anything along those lines. So taking that into consideration, it is actually not too unreasonable. It's definitely with the circumstances I'm in, I'm healthy enough to be able to handle being out on the streets for a few days. It's not going to be freezing cold weather or anything along those lines. I mean, being realistic here, I saved his life with that. So that's the concept is, and that's the entire principle of charity. So, it's something that I'm happy to be able to do actually. And regardless of such, so um, moving on, the video content. So that's right. We can talk about some of the. This actually might be a good idea. And the thing is also, so there's the one thing here, and that's the language that they speak in Uganda. Kyria seems to be speaking pretty fluent English, no problem at all. So he could actually serve to translate for the children. And you can imagine how cute of a video this would be, for the children to be able to talk about what the donations are for and, their native language. And then Kyria can go ahead and translate it while I'm making the Facebook Live video with them on the Facebook page. Um, so some of these things, like I remember also, we even briefly stated like so I could ask them some questions, he could translate, and the children could answer, and then he could translate for the children, and that would be the video to prove the legitimacy of the organization. Um, so that's actually perfect for me to just write down. I asked some questions to the orphans. Curia translates them for me. Um, Translates the questions and answers from the children. So I am going to change orphans to children, and I would love to also see these children getting adopted as well. Um, this is something that we might be able to actually do for them too. Provide them a family that they never had. Um, like I've been in a situation with separation from parents, and my grandparents had to raise me, so I could definitely understand how loving and kind, and how valuable that is, how life changing that is for these children. um and I mean, I'm sure they could find some very loving homes that really care about them and want the best for them, and give them all the opportunities that they wouldn't be able to have otherwise. And I mean, with raising the money for the orphanage, that's what we're trying to do for all the children that are in the orphanage in the first place. I mean, of course, if they get adopted by some loving, kind family, then that's of course wonderful. But if they're not, then we can of course go ahead and proceed with at least giving them a fair opportunity, a fair chance to live a happy and healthy life, full of opportunity. So I asked some questions to Kyria, and he translates the questions and to the children. And Kyria translates the answers the questions and answers. Sorry about that. And okay, this is the also a very important part. Just making sure that we get the fundraiser set up. Not sure if we're going to be doing Facebook fundraiser or GoFundMe, but we're going to get it figured out regardless. So I asked some questions to the children, and Kyria translates the questions and answers. In a Facebook Live video. Okay, so and I mean, you can imagine that it could be absolutely adorable. So in regards to there's a lot of things with what they need. Let's see. So what they need, and then I'll put down. Let's see. So what things he was specifying? I mean, mosquito nets are very essential for the situation. And I mean, like can't run for governor out there or anything like that. But I mean, it's definitely something I would really love to see them get some like medical insurance. And from my understanding, what they've been doing is individual fundraisers, as on a, an individual basis, as the issues would, as the health concerns would arise. Um, Sometimes they've been unable to, you know, um, accommodate and provide sufficient funds for the situations, unfortunately. Although, that's something that I'm hoping to change for them. So this is something that, like medical expenses will most likely be included. And once we get this rolling, and as soon as these types of things arise, of course, I mean, jump on it first thing to go ahead and provide the support and resources that they need. Um, so, mosquito nets, food, obviously. And let's see. So when we're talking, let's go ahead and grab some examples from the conversation. Because oh, that's right, and education. So and could I also even mention like let's see. So um let's see. Of course, the children will probably want to introduce themselves with their name too. So, um, children introducing themselves with their names. Um, let's see, and then to proceed from there, let's see. Um, Hobbies. What they want to be when they grow up. It's always one of the most adorable questions you can ask a kid, right? So that's something that I would love to be able to, share with the world. I mean, that's adorable. Um, these are going to be like our future doctors, lawyers, police officers. I mean, not necessarily right here in America, but in Uganda. And I mean that they're our future. That's our future generation right there. It's important to show that we care about each other. So let's see, what they want to be when they grow up, and let's see. um, those are a couple of simple things. Oh, so yeah, I already wrote down hobbies. Okay. Let's see. Of course, there's stories, which could, I mean, we could have all kinds of interesting things in here. Um, all kinds of unique stories. So, let's see. Um, oh, that's right. We were also talking about. So, and I mean, these are some of the most adorable little children you could ever see in your life. Wow. Um, so, I mean, absolutely precious in these pictures, is what I'm saying. um, so, it's, like, this is like, a really, an adorable orphanage to raise funds for. I mean, literally, like, when you sent me the pictures, I was like, oh wow, I'm doing this for some adorable little children. This should be something that's fairly easy to do. Um, in all reality, I mean, because of course there's a lot of really caring and loving, kind, compassionate people out there. So, let's see. What we were looking at was around $50,000 for in total, which will cover a lot of expenses. It's a rough estimate on the situation, and we're and I of course recommended to ensure that we don't come up short on meeting our goal and having to change the fundraiser amount unexpectedly for people, right? That's the entire reason why is going for the larger end of the spectrum on the estimate. So, say for example, the estimate might be like 40,000 to 50,000. Well, we did 50,000 just so that we don't come up short, just in case. Because like it would be disappointing for us to be able to meet our goal and then say, oh wait, we didn't take this into consideration. The estimate's a little bit more than we expected. So just looking out practical sense. Anyways, it's good to make sure that we have all our eggs and all our ducks in a row, right? Everything figured out. So let's see. Constructing a new orphanage, and he was also talking about a new. Okay. Oh wow. Better orphanage building. So a new orphanage building. Okay. And I mean, these are the types of things that you actually really want to provide for these children. And I mean, a lot of you will understand if you have children of your own, you want to give them the world. Well, I mean, that's the situation here. Is literal. Wanting to give these children the world, wanting to give them a world full of opportunities that they wouldn't have otherwise. So we can actually make that change and difference right now. Let's see. Cost of construction. Let's see. And I'm not 100% sure on that amount. I imagine that it should be enough. Roughly, we'll have to see. It could be actually much more than that. Let's see. Okay. So kitchen, restroom, and I've had to stay in a homeless shelter before, so I really understand a lot of these things. Gender separated room, gender separation wings can be very ideal for an orphanage and for children. You know what I mean? It's nice to have that privacy. So, of course, right? Let's see. Gender separated rooms. Wait, I think he said dorms or something along those lines. Let's see. Hmm. Just writing down something here before I forget. Just a little note for later. Let's see. Feeling a little bit of pain in my back right now, but it regardless, have some aspirin, so I'll just take a little bit of medicine. No big deal. Let's see. This is the one, that aspect that I'm going to want to probably emphasize there. Let's see. So this is something that this is one of the things that I really liked with donating money, specifically out to African countries. So I noticed how of course they use a different currency than in the United States. So you can imagine, hey, wait, especially coming from like a homeless person, or a person that's been homeless before, had to panhandle and ask for money out on the street holding a sign, and to be very straightforward. I mean, it's kind of like pretty cool to see, hey, like, so I'm sharing some of the money that I was given, right, out of charity, with some people that are in need out in Africa. And the value of the American dollar is higher than the value of the dollar in Gambia and in Uganda, of course. So they're getting you're get kind of like a good deal on how much you're able to provide these children. It's the example. It's the same concept as like, say for example, a meal here in America like costs like $5, but you could feed multiple people with $5 in Uganda and Gambia. So it's a pretty nice proposal right there. Um, and of course, like $5 is like, that's if you're eating out, of course, but you get the concept. I mean, you're really getting your money's worth with the donations here. And I'm also offering to go ahead and also cover the um, expenses for the fundraiser, in regards to transferring the money out to him, out to the orphanage myself. So I know that GoFundMe and Facebook fundraisers take a small portion of that percentage, and I'm willing to fund that myself, just so that everybody gets their full investment for these children in the orphanage, because it's important. um, at least while it's within an affordable range for me to be able to do. Um, so um, of course, these GoFundMe's and Facebook fundraisers don't take too much money out of the you know um, total goal amount. So, anyways, um, getting your money's worth with donations. So they can. He was telling me that they received discounts. Let's see. And of course, the stories are going to be the main thing to get started. Um, okay. 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 So there is of course, we're going to be really taking a lot into consideration. It might actually require even more money, which is okay. I'm happy to help raise that money, and we'll see if we're able to meet the goals. This is one thing though. I don't know how long it's going to take, but there's a very good possibility that it could be fairly quickly. So it's awesome. Let's see here. Sorry about that little goofy laugh. A little bit you know, nervous first time doing this kind of thing. Don't mean to come off as awkward by any means. Hmm. Okay, so he's looking to expand the orphanage. Let's see. So, a little bit of a distraction here. Ah, wings. That's what it was. Gender separated wings. um, Sweet. Okay, let's see. And then I also have hmm. And then hmm, hmm, hmm. Ah, So farmland to grow food. Gardening is a very simple type of thing, but it helps to provide food for the orphanage. Let's see, and then, hmm, um, and I might include some medical expenses in here as well, most likely. Um, it's a considerable thing to do. So if anything ends up happening in the um, time that we're waiting for the donations and before we meet the goal, um, if we have the money available, then in case of an emergency, then we're able to just go ahead and um, you know take care of the emergencies as they come instead of having to do an entire new fundraiser on an emergency basis. It's not an easy thing to do. Um, so very considerate there. Hmm. So I'm not entirely sure how long it could take to reach the goal. Um, hmm. 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 It's just about over right now. All right. I'm pretty sure there was something else. Let's see. I have some other things written down here. because you know, I'm sure that there's a lot of people that just assume that he's a scam when he's actually a very, very nice person. So, um, you know, like, I'm very happy to help out with that. Because he's a nice guy in the first place. You know what I mean? Like, managing the orphanage for these children, and it was very nice of him to take the time to do that phone call with me, and just so that I knew that he was being legitimate. You know, during the video chats and everything like that, that's gonna be really actually cool. Those Facebook Live videos, it's gonna be amazing. So I'm excited for that. Let's see. Hmm. Hmm. And then you know, we want to do these things in that amount of time. So what they need and what they're raising money for. Oh, let's see. And anyways, um, hmm.